Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. I'm using this new microphone. Well, it ain't new, but it's a microphone that I've had for some time, but I ain't really like how it sounded at first. But I think I'm going to try to get used to it. I'm gonna test it out today and see how it overall works out and things. But anyways, hold on. Let me exit out of Facebook because I'm getting notifications and stuff. That's a tad bit distracting. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about. So the internet personality B.Simone. So for those that don't know who B.Simone is like a comedian. Well, I don't know why I said it like that. She is a comedian, but I remember seeing her when she started off on Instagram. And then, she done worked her way up on Wild and Out. She done had her own show. Like, the girl's making moves overall, which is good. It's always good to see that with somebody. And recently, actually today, I seen that she was trending on Twitter. This is like the second time, like in the past maybe 2 weeks, I've seen her trend on Twitter because of the whole situation regarding the protesting and riots and all that stuff. I guess so. Her longtime friend and collaborator, Desi Banks, had came out and overall stated how he felt like about the protesting and stuff. And he showed like, I think I did talk about that, but he showed like two differences of protesting. And one, of course, like Martin Luther King back in the day and that protesting where people was marching and stuff. And in today's protesting, you got people rioting, looting, setting places on fire, breaking windows and all that. And I had to agree with them on that because that's not protesting. You stealing an ATM machine from whatever store, that's not protesting. You stealing clothes from Nordstrom's, that's not protesting. You doing stuff for your own benefit. You don't care about Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. So everybody, if you get on me for saying that, then oh well, so be it. But I'm just saying, like, how is that overall, you stealing stuff from these stores and things, how is that overall protecting my life? If anything, that's just making my life even worse. Now, it's, in a way, I feel like I got an answer for that type of stuff. And to tell y'all the truth, how do I overall, what can I say about those people? They're stealing, robbing, setting places on fire. I don't know what to honestly think of them. I don't. But they overall don't care about my life. They care about their life. You stealing some $1,000 shoes and stuff from Nordstrom's. They said Nordstrom's got straight up looted. Straight looted. They said that the inside of that store was empty when them people, they finally broke in and stuff. So, yeah, I'm like, I don't understand how that's overall protesting about, or what does that have to do with the Black Lives Matter protests and then all the situation regarding George Floyd and all of that. Like, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have, like, if that man was alive today and, he was able to speak for himself, I'm pretty sure he would come out and say, like, the stealing and all that stuff, that's not overall, like, protecting my life. Anybody would say that, but so anyways, Desi Banks, he came out and said that, was trending on Twitter and was overall like facing a lot of backlash over it. B.Simone came out and defended him because that's her friend. Like, that's somebody that she cares about and stuff. So I'll do the same thing. If my friend made some tweet like that, in a heartbeat, I would defend them. I guess if they're going against Black Lives Matter and all of that, then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know that person. That's That's on them and things. But if they're overall like, if it's something that I can agree on, then yeah, I'm gonna overall like be with it and stuff. So, but anyways, fast forward to today. So B.Simone, she's trending on Twitter because I guess she was on, I think it was Nick Cannon's podcast or something, and was overall talking about how she doesn't want to date a man with a 9 to 5 job. She wants to date a man with an that's a CEO or entrepreneur or something like that. And it just was really like a slap in the face to like dudes with 9 to 5 jobs that's doing nothing but putting in work, trying to provide for their family and all of that. Like, that was just a major slap in the face. It is. And if you were to ask me, like, if I'm a CEO or if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm making bank left and right or everywhere I step into and things, I don't want a woman like B.Simone's. I don't. No disrespect to her, but I would rather date a woman with a 9 to 5 job and motivate her to climb the ladder for whatever career path that she wants to go in. So if she wants to continue working a 9 to 5 job, that is on her. That is completely on her. But I'm still going to follow my dreams. I'm still going to do my thing. But if I was blessed with a woman by my side and she is supportive of my career choices, I feel like the one thing that I can do to repay her back is to show the same amount of respect she shows to me for her career choices. So yeah, if she decides to work a 9 to 5 job, that is on her. I am not going to be the one to tell her. If anything, I will motivate her, and that's it. If she decides that she wants to stop doing this 9 to 5 job and she wants to do something else, she could do that. My thing is to say, overall, if we got each other's back, if we're by each other's side, we're going to be supportive of each other. We're going to be there for each other. If we win an Employee of the Month, or if I'm winning YouTuber of the Year, whichever. If she's supportive of me, I'm going to be supportive of her. But I will never, 9 to 5 or whether I am a CEO of a brand or a business or whatever, I will not be with a woman like B.Simone. I can't. And that's one thing that I fear. That's one major thing that I fear when I'm like, I know the day I make it, I feel like that there's going to be all of these women that overall just want to be with me because of how rich that I am. Because I know I'm going to have some big fancy house. I know I'm going to have fancy cars and all of that. I'm most likely going to have like a crazy amount, like the sneaker collection I have now is going to probably be times 10. You know, like I'm going to but I'm still going to be making moves. I'm still going to be doing my thing and stuff. But I just feel like that I'm going to have all of these nice things, and a woman's not going to overall care about my career. She's overall not going to care about all of the things I got going on in my life. She's overall going to care about the money that I have. And that's why I would date a woman that's doing the same exact thing as me, regardless of whoever is making more. Like overall, I don't care about that. I don't. So if a woman, she comes to me, whether she's a CEO of a business or whether she's a 9 to 5 worker, I don't care. I'm like, are we going to be by each other's side? Are we going to be supportive of each other? Are we not going to do things to hurt each other? That's the only thing. My thing is that all I want is a family. That's it. But all of that extra stuff, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid like she's going to be doing that, and then it's going to get to a point like when we do decide to have kids, then she's not going to want to be with me, and the only thing that she's overall going to just want is my money. So she's like, oh, okay, I'll just have a kid with him, and then overall just like go and like divorce him or break up with him, whichever, and then just pretty much just take all of the money and child support, ask for a crazy amount, and I'm paying her like $50,000 or something like that a month. Like, that's the type of stuff where I'm like, no, I don't want that type of lifestyle. I don't. That's why I'm like, to whoever like my future girlfriend or wife is, like, it needs to be something where like we overall we come to an agreement where if we do break up or divorce, whichever, we're not going to do things afterwards to hurt each other. That's what we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that to each other. You know, if she needs money to provide for our kids, I'm like, okay, I'm obviously gonna be there for my kids regardless, but I don't want her to be asking for unreasonable amount And I'm like, okay, is all of that money? I need to see. My thing is, I'm like, okay, then I need to see receipts. I need to see that all $50,000. If that's the case, I'm like, I need to see that all $50,000 is going to this kid. And I need to. I'm like, I'm seriously. I'll hire whoever I need to hire and stuff. To make sure, like, to check all the, or do it myself. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be with no woman, and overall she's just only with it. She's only with me because of what's in my pockets. Nah. Or what house I have, or what car I have. She overall doesn't care about. A woman like that, I feel like, would definitely cheat on you. She would definitely cheat on you. Cause or she'll just pretty much just like straight just hurt you and things, leave you for somebody else that's doing better than you. And that's why I'm like, nah, somebody like that is unfaithful. Seriously. And that's the thing. I'm like, I don't want to speak bad on B.Simone's, but I'm like, you're speaking bad on everybody that has a 9-to-5 job. Like, they can't help it. That's the only thing that they got going on for themselves. Like, and I'm like, okay. My thing is that what was you doing at the start of your career? Like, how old is B.Simone? Because I think she's like, what, 20? She was like maybe like 25 or something, 26. She's... Dang, she got canceled 8 days ago. Dang. Dang, they ain't got like no. Oh, here we go. So she was born in 1990. So she's 30. Well, when's her birthday? April 1st. Yeah, okay. So she turned 30. So yeah, you're 30 years old. And what was I originally saying? Dang, I ain't straight forgot. It's like, that's, I'm like, you know, I was expecting, because I didn't forgot what I was saying, because I searched up her name. I was expecting, like, oh, okay, like, to see the thing right there, her age or whatever, but I'm having to scroll down, look through articles and all these other things. But anyways, yeah, that's somebody like that. That's just, it's gonna be an unfaithful relationship. So I highly encourage anybody out there, if you are with a woman like that, like, yeah, like, and like, put it to the test. Put it, honestly though, put it to the test, because there's this song by Kanye West called "Wouldn't Leave." It was off of that album. He was like, "I hate being bipolar, I love it," or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of that album and stuff, but he did this song called "Wouldn't Leave." And that, seriously, that's like one of my favorite songs from Kanye West. My all-time favorite of Kanye is "Stronger." I love that song so much. But probably my second favorite would definitely be "Wouldn't Leave." And there's a part in the song where he overall... Let me pull up the lyrics. There we go. That seriously is one of the most moving songs to just kind of hear about what was going on and stuff in his past, or in his life. I mean, the man's doing good for himself, so that's good. So he said, "My wife calling, screaming, say we about to lose it all. Had to calm her down cause she couldn't breathe. Told her she can leave me now, but she wouldn't leave." That is moving. That is so moving, because Kanye, let's just talk about Kanye for a second. This man, on top of the world. Some of the best music that's being released. Got some of the best shoes that's being released. He is on top of the world. But he reached a crashing point. He reached a point where his career had the worst crash ever throughout his whole career. It seriously did. So he's asking Mark Zuckerberg, whatever, tomato. But he's anyways asking this man for $50 million to invest in him. Mark said no. So Kanye, he's still struggling, still got his beautiful $1 million wife standing next to him. She still got her thing going on. She got her clothes, makeup, TV show, all of that. So she's set. Kanye, this man is about to lose everything that he ever worked hard for. And then all of a sudden, this man becomes a billionaire from his shoes. I have a pair of his shoes too. His shoes are comfortable. I be wearing them shoes all the time. But anyways, he becomes a billionaire from his shoes. He becomes this Christian like singer slash rapper. I don't even know what to really call it, but he's releasing this Christian music. Kanye, that's one thing that I have to say about him is that he looks like he is living his best life right now. And that's not even me trying to say some like corny stuff and things, because I feel like everybody like, you know, says that, like, oh, I'm living my best life. I truly, truly, every time when I see a video of that man, he looks like that he is living his best life than like ever. Cause like the thing is, I've been following Kanye's career ever since I was younger. Like I said, like one of my favorite songs when Stronger came out, that was like I was trying to get that song everywhere. I was trying to download that song off of LimeWire. Like that's the thing where I feel like B.Simone just doesn't understand that there are people out here struggling with their 9 to 5s. The last thing that they need is some, like, you ain't even trying to motivate them for the good. You're over here trying to make it seem like that, oh, well, if I stop working my 9 to 5, I'm gonna get, or if I become a CEO, then I'm gonna get a woman like B.Simone. I'm telling you guys right now, that's just, it's not the way. It is not the way. But anyways, back on Kanye. Kanye, I've been following his career ever since I was younger. Seeing everything that has happened to this man, from paparazzi's beef, from him losing his mom, from what else? Like his music not doing as well as his other music. Like, cause people were straight just trashing on like all his albums, like after like what was it, 808 and Heartbreaks, because I know he came out with this like whole like Yeezy like personality and stuff. Then people wasn't really feeling that, because he did that what was that album again? I need to see the name of it. Oh, I didn't know he produced that song. It overall was good. That was a good song. Ultralight Beam, that's another favorite song of mine, or that I like. But okay, so he came out with that song. All right, so let's go. Let's look over all his albums. So yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That album was good. I like that short film that he did with it too. I still watch that short film till this day, because that short film, it was good. The music was good. Then he released Yeezus. That didn't do so hot. I mean, it had some bangers. People was overall, they were feeling like some of the music, but people were saying that it was not like his old music. They was not feeling this new Kanye. Then he came out with something called 2016 Good Fridays. I didn't even know that was released. Then The Life of Pablo. It received like a lot of people was talking about it and stuff. Like they were overall like, blowing it up and things, but they it wasn't like as like I said, it wasn't old Kanye. Then he came out with Ye, and that was like with the like I Hate Being Bipolar, I Love It like cover album or something. I always like forget that the name of the album of that, or the name of that album, was called Ye. So then he came out with that, and it kind of like was bringing back, some. Then he started talking about the release of Yandhi. That never came out. Then Jesus is King came out, and then also the other. And I felt like that seeing him, like, it might not be old Kanye, but this is a newer version of Kanye that I'm very, very happy to see. I am very, very happy to see that he's just better from how he was like a few years ago. Like I was saying, like this man was out here chasing down paparazzis, cussing them out, breaking their cameras, fighting with them, left and right. And I feel like that was taking a toll on his career. It was. This man was losing out on some serious money. And then didn't Nike drop him from making Yeezy shoes and stuff? So yeah, Nike dropped him. And he's not even overall making any money off of the Yeezy shoe, or off of the Nike Yeezy shoes anymore. So yeah, them shoes is just like, just a lost treasure pretty much. Like you have a pair of some Yeezys and stuff, then it's like, yeah, you're going to be spending resale on them. You're going to be spending like $5,000 on them shoes and stuff. But anyways, yeah, pretty much, lost down his deal with Nike. And then his like the Adidas Yeezys, they wasn't really doing so high. So then with his clothing, oh my God, the clothing. Remember the clothes when they had holes all in them and stuff? So this man was like putting in a lot of work. Throughout all this time, he was like struggling and things. He was putting in a lot of work, and I guess I can't understand like where he's coming from. You're doing all this work to still be facing backlash, to still be facing like hate and all of this other stuff, and you're out here putting in the most work that you possibly can just for people to just throw it right back in your face. Yeah, that man, I can honestly, then it's like, then you lose somebody very important in your life, so you overall can't even go to this person and talk to them and stuff. That will be damaging. I know there's one of my friends where she is like seriously the most like supportive person that I've ever met with YouTube. Closest friend of mine. And I'm like, and if something were to happen to her and she's somebody that I can't even like celebrate with, you know, like I feel like that would take a toll on me too. That would be damaging to me too. And I remember there was at a point in time when I had a dream like that where I did lose her, and that opened up my eyes so much that I'm like, man, like it is like life is honestly, it's a scary situation. It is. It seriously, it is. So to have B.Simone interfere in a person's life and tell them that, oh, I can never be with you because you're not a CEO, you're not an entrepreneur like myself, that is seriously a slap in the face to that person. And you think that can be the number one thing on their mind, where it's like they want to be with a woman like you. But when you have yourself and multiple women telling them that 9 to 5 worker that's putting in so much work, and he's overall trying to one day be with a woman like you, just for you to slap it in his face and say, you're not worthy, you're not enough. That's a slap in the face. That's interfering in a person's life. So my thing is to everybody out there, if there is somebody out there interfering in your life, drop them. Straight drop them. And if they're interfering in your life for the good, of course, have them by your side. But if they're interfering in your life for the bad, and they're overall saying things like that to you and stuff, like, and I've had, like, maybe not to that extent, but I've had stuff like that said to me where it overall attacked my character, it overall attacked who I was, and I was like, no, I cannot, like, I do not see a serious thing happening with this person. And I'm like, no, I'm like, dead people, they want to attack who you are, and I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. So she is going to most likely try to come out with some apology, you know, to take the heat and backlash and all that stuff. Cause it was funny though. So I had watched the video when she was on Nick Cannon's podcast. And so I full screened it. It was like, that was perfect. That was seriously so perfect. But I full screened it. Heard what she said. I'm like, man, this video is stupid. Exited out, and then I see Idris Elba's face when he was sitting. That like gif that be going around where he's like sitting in the backseat of a car and he's kind of like giving people a side eye. That's the first thing that I see once when I exited out of the full screen. Video is no longer there. It's just Idris Elba's face. I'm like, that is amazing. That is fully amazing. But she's she's still trending. Dang, she's almost like at 100,000 tweets. So let's just read what some people had to say. So one person said, oh, and they might be agreeing with her. So one person said, B.Simone is right. Entrepreneurs need to date someone who understands why they up at 3 a.m., drop shipping, spend $70K to renovate condemned house, doing forex, financing a 2014 C-Class and wearing Louis bags with no retirement or health insurance. I feel like that person's being sarcastic. They have to be sarcastic. But then next person, they said, I've been seeing this tweet, but they said, B.Simone is a coon, not funny, and she clowns folks with 9 to 5 jobs. That's 3 strikes. Get out of here. Another person said, my 9 to 5 got me making $80K straight out of college at 22, so B.Simone can kiss my buttocks, but she used an explicit word. Everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that. Facts. Like, straight facts. I'm going to favorite that tweet. I did say some things myself, and I'll probably read that afterwards. Then that's another thing. When people, they be putting entrepreneurs in their bio, and they only be gotten like two followers and stuff. Like anybody, that's when she's all like, oh, she only dates CEOs and stuff. I'm like, okay, anybody can go and put like, oh, I'm a CEO of my brand or my business. I can say it. I am the CEO of my brand. TMossBoss, TMB. I am a CEO. Anybody can say that. Anybody. So that's why I'm like, B.Simone, you have to sit down and think about like the things that you say and stuff. Like, come on, man. But anyways, then one person, so they retweeted the photo or the video and then made their like tweet. So they did one of those like quote tweet things, and they said, why do entrepreneurs think entrepreneurs make money? The average lifespan of a business in America is not long, especially if it's black owned and or small. If Instagram shuts down tomorrow, B.Simone check is gone. Well, you gotta remember, she is doing Wild and Out, so that's how she's making her money and things. But I'm like, that's the thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, she ain't gonna be able to do like the Instagram stuff, and I don't even know if she does YouTube things anymore. But yeah, I'm like, what is Wild and Out? Wild and Out is somewhat like a 9 to 5. I don't know what business and things that she got going on behind doors, but I mean, like, really? Like, you cannot, like, it's, if I'm like, and if it wasn't for all the other stuff that it was like, honestly though, no disrespect to B.Simone, but if it wasn't for Desi Banks, you would have not had your big break. You wouldn't. You would have not been able, you wouldn't, it was like, cause what? You pretty much like, I mean, this is how I see like YouTube and videos and all that stuff. It's a 24/7 job. YouTube is a 24/7 job. I'm constantly staying up. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm constantly staying up till 3 a.m. recording videos and things. But I'm not doing it so I could get me a woman like B.Simone. I'm doing it so I could get a family like what's a good family out there? Like Kevin Hart or something. Or freaking, so like, I overall want a family. I'm not trying to get a woman that wants a CEO or me, an entrepreneur or something. Like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So I'm like, you gotta understand, like, you might want that. Then I'm like, that's honestly though, that's probably why she be doing all those like single skits and boyfriends and all that. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, you out here, you set your standards way too high for no reason, and where has that gotten you in life? I'm saying, like, you had a good point in time in your life, but you might be single for a while. That might just be your thing. It's like, you might not date somebody until you like 50, 60 years old, the way that you carrying on. But anyways, then somebody said B.Simone is confused. She's trashing. I'm gonna just like, they use an explicit word, but I'll just change it up. But she trashing on 9 to 5 workers, but 3 years ago she was living out of her car and was a 9 to 5 worker. Last week she didn't want to protest or donate due to her Christianity, but be on Wild and Out social media talking about sex and sucking eggplants. And I'm like, dang, straight put her on blast with that. Then somebody, I favorited that tweet. Shout out to @KissTheCook_ Chief wrote Rocket, like that, man. I seen that and I had to favorite it because I was like, that was funny. It was like, but he said, me looking at people just now finding out B.Simone annoying and things. I was like, hey, get yourself a gift, man. That's funny. But anyways, then reading the last one, somebody was like, B.Simone really thinks she different because she stay up 3 a.m. ordering off AliExpress while everyone else sleep. Like, I don't know, like, my thing is that, yeah, I like working late. I like, focusing on myself and working late and things. But yeah, I'm not doing it to get no woman like B.Simone and stuff. But the tweets that I said, so I was like, wait a minute, what's this? So I made 3 tweets and I said, so all CEOs have a chance. I can literally start a business right now and call myself a CEO. People set their standards too high. Good luck to people like that. May God find what you're looking for. If you throw it away because that person isn't quote unquote qualified, that's on you. Then I said another tweet saying, I don't have no beef with B.Simone, but a 9 to 5 worker ain't gonna want a woman like her. They want a woman that understands their struggle and wants to be the motivation in their life. If you're worried about my money or my title, you ain't for me. # for the streets. And then I followed it up by saying, at one point, she was broke and had to work a 9 to 5. Don't forget your roots, because if it wasn't for your 9 to 5, where would you be? I want to be a CEO, but I'd rather be with a woman that works a 9 to 5 so I can motivate her from the ground up. And overall, like, I felt like what I was saying was facts. I would rather be with a woman that's working a 9 to 5 so I can motivate her from the ground up. And I'm like, okay, you doing this, but maybe you should do this. If she says, no, I want to continue working a 9 to 5, I'm like, you know what? Regardless of whatever you do, guess who's going to be here by your side supporting you? TMossBoss. And always will be. All right? Always will be. So that's why I'm like, look. To B.Simone and to anybody else that's setting their standards too high, too low, whichever, I don't care. If you're setting your standards for this person that you got built up in your head to come into your life and do whatever. And my thing is, it's like, okay, so you date this CEO, you date this entrepreneur. What if they're Ike Turner? What if one day you asleep and this man he just decides, you know what? I'm just going to punch this girl clean across her head for no reason. Now you're in an abusive relationship, but guess what though? Guess what? He's a CEO of his business. He's an entrepreneur. He's making $1 million a month. So that's why I'm like, you guys got to sit down and think about these things. Like, if somebody comes, I feel like everybody, they have a reason in being in a person's life. Everybody has a reason for being in a person's life. Whether if they are abusive, then I feel like you need to pull some, what was that movie that Jennifer Lopez was in? Enough. You need to pull some stuff like that, join a fighting class, and kick that man through a glass table. But if there is somebody in your life for the good, and they're trying to motivate you from the ground up, regardless of whether they have a 9 to 5, whether they're a CEO or whatever, or find, like, I was like looking at my phone real quick, sorry for that pause, but yeah, that's the person that needs to be in your life. And don't push them away because they don't meet your standards. I've had somebody do that. I had somebody at one point in time when I was in high school push me away because I wasn't their ideal guy, and after that I just stopped talking to that person. I'm like, all right, well, move on. And now I'm like, and it was funny because, you know, you go through life thinking like, was that person right or was I right? You know, you leave yourself like questioning the situation, right? And then so many people was like agreeing with me saying like, wow, that's messed up. That's jacked up that person did that to you and things. So I'm like, I know I'm not in the wrong. I know. And this is based off of life experiences where I never pushed nobody away in life. Where I'm overall, and that's just my thing. I'm like, I gotta be there for everybody. I gotta be there and motivate everybody. That's my thing. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's why I'm here on earth. But not to push people away because they don't meet my standards. My eyes, my brain, my heart, my soul, there ain't no standards. We're all the same. If this world was to end right now, if a zombie apocalypse or whatever form of the apocalypse started, guess who's going to be at $0, 0 followers, 0 likes, 0 subscribers, 0 everything? All of us. All of us. So in reality, there ain't no standards. But people build up standards in their head for I don't know what reason. But in reality, there ain't no standards. We're all the same. We all bleed red. We all have the same hearts. We all have the same brains. We all have the same lungs. All of that. So I'm not trying to hear no stuff where, oh, I don't meet your standards because I work at a 9 to 5. You know what? The 9 to 5 job that I had, I loved it. I loved it. But I love my YouTube career more. But if I wasn't doing YouTube, I definitely would have been like working my way up to becoming a supervisor and a manager and working my way up to where I am like a CEO or a high position in that job all the way until my final days or until I retire. But because that job, it was a dope job. It was. I was surrounded by cool people. I like enjoyed it. It was a good job. But I will not let somebody tell me that I'm not enough because that's my choice. Those is my career choices. And I'm like I was saying, like she had a 9 to 5 job too. So don't act like I said, don't forget your roots. Don't forget where you came from. Like if Nick Cannon, my thing is that let's say she said something crazy, right? Let's say she said something highly offensive and highly crazy on social media. And she overall was, faced so much backlash to where she started losing followers, to where she had to get fired from Wild 'N Out. Where do you think she would go? You have to work. You have to do something. If ain't nobody buying into your products, whatever you selling and things, ain't nobody watching your TV shows, you can't get hired for nowhere, what are you going to do? You gonna go right on jobs.com and you gonna find yourself a 9 to 5. So like I said, don't act like things can't get taken away from you and stuff. You need to be grateful for the position that you're in life, and I'm pretty sure she is. But you need to understand that there's people out there thinking the same way. They that happiness that you share with your passion, they feel that same happiness with their 9 to 5. So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing that. I know people that work 9 to 5s. I'm like, all right, like her parents most likely work 9 to 5s. Her brothers and sisters most likely work 9 to 5s. Her cousins, nieces, nephews, whoever. But I'm pretty sure she knows somebody that works a 9 to 5. And for you to disrespect them like that because they don't meet your standards or they're not your ideal guy, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that at all. So therefore, yeah, I honestly feel like she needs to that needs to be her next TV show. Instead of trying to find a boyfriend, you need to work a 9 to 5 and get like that dosage of legitimate life. Life of if there wasn't YouTube, there wasn't Wild and Out, there wasn't Instagram, you would be working a 9 to 5. So she should be thankful for all these people that had helped her out in life. But like I said, don't act like that stuff can't get taken away from you. I talk about my time. I talk about my time with YouTube all the time. I am so grateful for the position I'm in with YouTube. But I will never ever trash on a 9 to 5 worker. If anything, I would try to help them with their 9 to 5. I would try to help them start a business, start up their company. But I don't want them to be yeah, I ain't gonna be no B.Simone overall. So, anyways, yeah, I feel like I ain't talked enough about this situation, but yeah, yeah, I was like, I seen that, and I was just like, man, like people, they'll say things and then just think they ain't gonna face no like repercussions behind it and stuff. Like, just understand how quick stuff can get taken away from you. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you're purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.